How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited to talk about Ty Jerome. He dropped 26 against the Grizzlies in Cleveland's win tonight on like 16 shots or something, and we see his craft, which he really might be one of the craftiest, like most quote-unquote skilled players in the league. Look at this hard stab right before picking up, like with a rip through right there to draw a foul. We're going to talk all about Jerome's performance today and how good he's been this year. So drop a like, drop a comment, a subscription, hit the bell, and whew, this is going to be a precursor to what Ty Jerome does later in this game. He'll often come in early in the second, late in the first, and just his touch is unbelievable. His ability to hit floaters and push shots and runners through contacts from weird angles is really truly one of the best in the entire NBA. The efficiency numbers back that up, and he's been cooking off the dribble. And I like how he's always grabbing his own rebounds, even if he misses. Where Jerome, I mean, his thing is he's incredibly crafty and skilled. He's got great touch. He can decelerate like a motherfucker, but like he isn't the most explosive, dynamic creator on the ball, right? So there are going to be moments where defenders can stay in front of him, but for the most part in this Memphis game, that just wasn't the case. As we're going to see how he uses his handle to avoid the help defense right here. Gets Kennard on his back. He knows Ja wants to dig in right here, so he's going to snake back to the right, and he is going to score. Jerome was so good down the stretch, as we'll get to, but he's just been such an effective bench initiator, and especially in games like this where the Cavs didn't have Garland, his decision making was pristine, really. They're trying to switch this pick and roll, right? Because Clark and Aldama are similar sized defenders. Ty Jerome finds the seam in between their switch, hits Evan Mobley, who also had a fantastic game. He is a true superstar, as I've been talking about for years, but so happy to see Evan Mobley evolving and just improving. And oh my goodness, this was the shot where I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be one of those games for Ty Jerome. Late in the third quarter, Cavs trying to pull away from the Grizzlies, just keep their distance. The Grizzlies kept making runs, that they made it close, and we see Ty Jerome's defense throughout this game. He's one of the leaders in like steals and deflections in the league too. Put a guy on his back, and I think he ended up scoring on that possession. We see another example of the self-offensive rebound, which is just a nice touch of the way he shoots these floaters, right? He can get Kennard up in the air, and just, it's a tough shot to hit, but if you can get those off the back iron and get the ball back, put it up, and draw some fouls. But this is really where Ty Jerome began to take over. We see him get another steal. Beautiful job reading this pass here. Knows that Edie only has a couple places to go, right? And it's probably not going to be here because of Mobley. It's probably not going to be here because that's an insane pass. So it's probably going to be out to the perimeter. Jerome reads that, jumps it, and I believe they end up scoring on this play right here. Yeah, Jerome pull up three. He was absolutely feeling himself in this game. And it's very cool to watch, especially because Kenny Atkinson is such a good coach about letting their players cook. And when Ty Jerome is on, Kenny Atkinson's not going to take the ball away from him. Even though Donovan at times, and then he hit this three in transition, man. Just just felt like one of those special moments for a guy like Ty Jerome. But even on a play like this, notice the little head fake to the corner, gets Vince Williams to back off, and that's too much space for a guy like Jerome who's shooting around 40% from three and is just on an absolute heater on this game. He has such an awesome two-man chemistry with Allen and Mobley as well. He spent a lot of time with Mobley as well, because Garland is usually tethered to Allen, but Garland obviously wasn't there. But Jerome, with his ability to put guys in jail, again, create good looks for himself, and that's not an easy shot. Vince Williams, shout out Vince Williams, I like him, in his airspace, but that's just Ty Jerome's incredible touch and ability to rattle in shots. Cavs up 11 now with 6-ish minutes left. The Grizzlies would definitely make a push, but Ty Jerome did everything he could to make this game totally out of reach. And this is just like grown man creation. Jerome's been around for a while, and he definitely is stronger than a guy like Vince Williams. And even though he's not the kind of player who can just explode into a big gap like this and score, he can slow down, use the defender's momentum against them, stop on a dime, hit this little fadeaway, and he hit him with the too small. I think I missed that watching this live. That's awesome. Ty Jerome was really feeling himself, and we saw all the ways that he can work as a downhill creator. Love this play as well, where you just see him spamming the jail right here. feeling himself from the floater. But the Cavs are so good at getting into these actions and letting Jerome cook right here, coming off with this. Originally looks like they're going to run like a horns-ish set, but then they go into a doubles and just to a ball screen here with Mitchell spacing. And yeah, Jerome's automatic from that free throw line. It really does change the way you have to guard him, because that's a shot that a lot of teams will give up. Like, they're okay with players taking those shots, but with Jerome, and he was just making all the right reads in this game. His decision making was pristine right here. This time Jaren Jackson steps up to double. Aldama sinks in on Allen, and Evan Mobley lifting the top of the key. He's a shooter now, by the way. Still, like, the volume isn't the best for him, but hey, his percentages look good, and I'm going to continue pushing his agendas, no doubt. Memphis making a little bit of a comeback. Jerome had a couple nice possessions against Ja right here, where Jaren's going to swoop in for the block, but Ja can't keep Jerome in front of him. Really good job spinning back. His handle is so damn good. Like, despite not having great burst, great at shielding the ball. Ja Morant fouls, and he ends up going to the free throw line right here. And we've got one more clip of Ty Jerome where it just doesn't, I don't know why it got cut off, but this is just a beautiful live dribble skip pass. We're going to freeze the passing window right here. Desmond Bane sinking down to Evan Mobley. Jerome going to whip it on the roll to Max Strus, who ends up hitting a three. Like, Jerome really controlled every aspect of this game when he was on the floor, especially in the lineups without Donovan Mitchell. He was integral to keeping their creation and their perimeter offense afloat, and down the stretch in the clutch as one of their main creators. Like, he really does have this unique skill set that I love to watch, where he's so, like, good at decelerating and changing speeds and using, like, non-traditional athleticism, right? Strength, balance, contact balance, all that good stuff. But Jerome is a legitimate piece for the Cavs. Like, awesome player, will be useful and good in the playoffs, and just a huge luxury for them to have a third ball handler like him that they basically got for nothing, right? Like, he didn't play last year really because of injury. He's bounced around the league, but he's a legitimate player. This isn't just some hot streak, I think. I just can't see Jerome going back to not being a useful player after this. Like, he's just so damn good. And anyways, he's one of my favorite role players to watch. So let me know who your favorite role players to watch. Maybe I'll do a video on them at some point. But thanks everyone for watching.